Shortly, we should be able to start, as Mildred has mentioned, and our minister is here. So as soon as he's settled in, may we all be upstanding, ladies and gentlemen. Please be upstanding. We'll allow for our protocol teams to handle the seating arrangements. And I'll put on standby our technical team. Please do line up the anthems, please. And then shortly we'll invite our Assistant Commissioner of Wetlands, Lucy, to also lead us in a word of prayer. So we want to again appreciate all of you for joining us and humbly request our protocol teams, those handling our guests, to ensure that we have our heads of agencies, our heads of partner organizations to be able to sit in their rightful places, ensure that we have all our key stakeholders with us. All right, so may we remain upstanding. Please do remain standing. We'll have the anthems shortly, and then a word of prayer. So please do remain standing. Mildred.
To our technical team, let's have the Uganda anthem. To put them forward. As we close today, we again ask for your blessing, that what you have started will be brought to completion. In your mighty name we have prayed. Amen. We may get seated, ladies and gentlemen. As we officially kick off this, my name is Mildred Tohaise. I'll be taking you through the program, and I'm definitely not alone. I am with...
No, you have backup. You have a serious backup. And Dr. Calista ensured that we have quite an exciting closing ceremony.
Sure.
Well done thus far since the opening session. Can we appreciate everyone for being here with us, a closing ceremony? And we want to run through a bit of protocol, but we will try and manage the time. So allow me in a very special way, and I think we need to thank God that the Honorable Minister is here with us. So can we give the Almighty God a hand clap for Honorable Minister, the Minister of Water and Environment. He said he couldn't wait to join us today.
Sure.
Honorable Minister.
He joined us online
and
on Monday.
Yes, no, physically. He wanted to be here physically so that you see the work God has done in his life. So can we once again appreciate the Almighty God, ladies and gentlemen? Our dignitaries, the Deputy Country Representative for the UNDP, Ian King, the Executive Director at NEMA, But of course, may I mention the PS, the Ministry of Water and Environment, our Deputy ED at the National Water and Sewerage Corporation, the Honorable Minister for Environment, if I'm not mistaken, in the Uganda Kingdom.
Exactly.
Yeah, she is always here with us in the Environment Week. Our cultural institution partners, our partner institutions in the water and environment sector, the senior management team of the Ministry of Water and Environment, our key stakeholders, members of the Fourth Estate, the media, and we're broadcasting live, and we want to welcome the rest of the country that are joining us. We are here in the lovely auditorium at the Ministry of Water and Environment. We have our climate action and environment ambassadors, including young people and the Miss Waters, the Miss Tourism, and the Miss Environment,
yeah,
and the
sure.
Miss, all the misses. And you'll notice that they're the ones in the room who look extremely regal.
queens, yeah.
The queens are here in the house. So we want to welcome
Could
you.
we have a wave from the Queen?
The queens, can you just have a
You'll
wave?
tell that
Yeah.
their wave is
Ah,
totally
yeah,
different.
yeah. They're very different.
The
from us.
ministers is the ordinary wave.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Minister,
Yeah,
Queen's
yeah.
wave again.
Just show them the wave, the
no,
royal wave.
that's a royal wave.
Ah, there you go. and I also want to mention that we have our key development partners who've been supporting us through the week.
Sure.
You've been here since the opening day. And I must mention, what I saw today, Honorable Minister and PS, is the commitment and the zeal from all the key stakeholders. They did not want to close their meetings. We were rushing them out of their closing sessions a short while ago. They even said, Honorable Minister, we don't want lunch. We are here to discuss and find solutions to matters of water and environment. And you've been here since Monday. What stood out for you?
I think for me, like you said, it's the energy, it's
Yes.
the zeal, it's the conversations around the change that we need to see. Because like I always say, yes, the environment can live without us, but we can't live without the environment. And it cannot be business as usual
Yes.
with all the changes that we are seeing.
Yes.
Sure.
And again, this year we have a visiting delegation or visiting delegations. So can we appreciate our visitors? If you're here and you're visiting, please stand. We want to recognize you. Any visiting delegation members, please stand. If you're here attending from we had Liberia earlier, yes, during the week. Can we appreciate our visitors? Let's just appreciate them because they're joining us online. And I also want to appreciate our online audience. We had a very active online audience for the different sessions throughout the week. But more specifically, I said this to you, can we appreciate the organizing committee? Big round of applause for the organizing committee. This is not easy. I was looking at the Water and Environment Week book and PS. I am still counting the number of sessions you had. I failed to finish the number of sessions. So to all of you, our panelists, session chairs, contributors, writers, and every single person who was involved since the opening day, we want to appreciate you and we want to thank you. Some of our partners are here in the room and we want to appreciate you. So if you are a partner of the Water and Environment Week, and your boss is here, I now want the bosses to stand. So partners, please stand for recognition. All the partners, you know yourselves,
Yeah.
all the logos are down here.
There are quite many. You will
Yeah,
not be able to
partners,
read all of
please
them, but
stand.
all our
Ah, the
partners,
UNDP,
the
and all the others,
UNDP,
please stand. IRC, Water Aid,
Waterway.
yes, the Cultural Institution, NEMA,
Sure.
please stand. Can we appreciate them? Big round of applause. These are the key stakeholders and we want to thank you
Thank
so
you
much.
so much. And we already started off the discussion for the 10th edition because it feels like it should be mega, big,
Yes.
1,000 times more than what we've done in the last 9 years.
Honorable Minister, we started this conversation, myself and Mildred. We said we can't celebrate 10 years as if it is just another small milestone. So PS, when the budget comes, please note that we will be celebrating the 10th Water and Environment Week next year
Mega way.
in a mega way. And I have already started PS talking to the stakeholders. Ian King said we should start the conversation. UNDP, so Dr. Calist, don't start very far. UNDP is there. I have already talked to our friends at IRC, Water Aid. Those ones are also saying we are ready. We are ready. So if you know you are a key stakeholder and Dr. Calist and the team come, this time multiply the budget by 10 because it's 10 years really. We don't celebrate it like a usual water week. Will,
not going to be.
and the walkers, will they now walk 1,000 kilometers?
I
I am
don't
wondering.
know. Yeah, because
Is
this year they walked over 560.
Yes, 560 kilometers.
Moroto to
I think
Kampala.
we'll do 1,000 because 10 is not a small number.
I
So
see.
1,000 kilometers. You start from Arua and you find your way into Lira somewhere there.
Promise to
And
join for a few.
I can join somewhere along the way. And then we go to Soroti, then come all the way down. That should be 1,000.
It will be great. They also
Okay.
had a 24-hour stand.
Yes. No,
Officially.
No, we should continue.
Yeah,
The PS is
the
looking at
PS
me.
is
Yeah, the
looking
PS
at
is
his-
looking at me. Let
But
me.
of course, as we now get to our closing ceremony, allow us to have some ambassadors speak to us in a different way through poems. Allow me now, with no further ado, invite Talia Bedunji Kandole, who Little Hands Go Green ambassador, to give us a beautiful poem. This week we were challenged. There is a 6-year-old who did give us all the 17 sustainable development goals in one go without resting out. I asked how many adults can do even 5. It was a different conversation. Many of them said they could, Talia, come. Many of them said they could, but not in order. Just like many can't say the 10 commandments in order. Talia, please come.
Distinguished guests, honorable leaders, partners, the media, teachers, and my fellow young people, good afternoon. My name is Talia Beronji Kandole. I am a 12-year-old young conservation enthusiast, a senior Little Hands Go Green ambassador, and the lead of the 1 Million Tree Planting Initiative. This week, we have reflected on the theme, Water and Environment for our inclusive and prosperous Uganda. Today, I stand to showcase the capacity of women, youth, and children in delivering water and environmental services. This is not just a theme. It is our daily reality. Water sources are drying up, forests are disappearing, and our environment is under too much pressure. Plastics are choking our drainage systems, and when the rain comes, lives are sadly lost. The air we breathe is becoming unsafe. But today, I did not stand here to read the book of Lamentation. Nah. I stand here to show the solutions that are already in hands of women and youth and children. Speaking on children, me as a child, on April 17, 2025, I joined the government of Uganda Roots campaign and launched the 1 Million Tree Planting Initiative. Since then, together with community groups and partners, we have mobilized and planted over 35,000 trees across Uganda. Thank you. I was in Bunyangabu district and visited River Rimi during the Christmas holidays. And guess the people who fetch water and collect firewood. It is the women and children. So this shows that we need to include women, children, and youth in protecting the environment and water. As an African proverb says, rain does not fall on one roof alone. This means water and environmental challenges affect us all, but so do the solutions. And when we empower women, youth, and children, we multiply efforts. Allow me to make some special calls. Number 1, we must protect our natural forests, especially, as I am told, Udongo Forest is doing very well. These forests protect our water and our homes to wildlife. For sure, they are climate protectors. Number 2, to donors, government, private sector, invest in nature-based solutions that are led by women, children, and youth. Nature protection is everyone's role. Let us close the book of Lamentation and open the book of Acts. Let us protect what protects us. Let us act now, together, for an inclusive, prosperous Uganda. Thank you for listening. For God and my country, Uganda.
Thank you very much, Talia. Let's give her a bigger round of applause. These are the ambassadors of not just today, but tomorrow as well. Another little ambassador that we will be having. Let's invite Mugabo Albert Gilbert from Nyakasura School. Mugabo Albert, where are you standing? Mugabo could still be outside. But maybe as we get to have Mugabo come through, I am wondering if Abdul Latif Khalid from Mountain of the Moon University is here. Abdul Latif Khalid? I think they may still be in the exhibition. Abdul Latif Khalid? Is that you? All right, let's give him a big round of applause. From the lowest, as we go up, everyone is engaged. This is Mountain of the Moon University, and after that, we'll start with our speeches. Morris will take us through.
My name is Abdul Latif Khalid. I am a conservation priest with Albert Water Management Zone as an advocacy poet. I don't just tell stories because I know how to speak English, but I tell stories of a lived experience based on where I come from, a district which has been most often been affected by floods, and that is Kasese district. So the story I am telling today is a story that is coming from Kasese as a result of our recklessness as all. The poem I am performing today is titled The Havoc. The Havoc. Climate change is a force that is wreaking havoc on the world we live in. Like unwelcomed creatures, the land dries up and the rivers run dry. The winds howl as if to moan and cry. Like a withered flower, the land wilts away, the soil dried up, unable to hold at bay, and the cruel encroachment of the blazing heat that scorches everything, unable to retreat. And I wonder what we should do to make things right. Like a symphony that lost its tune, the world looks different, like a dissolute moon. The sun, which was brought life and light, now burns and scowls with all its might. And I wonder what we should do to make things right. Like a symphony that lost its key, the birds stop chirping, the animals flee, forced to survive in hostile conditions, a vivid reminder of our poor decisions. And I wonder what we should do to make things right. Look, environmental destruction is spreading like an infection that needs instant prescription and quick medication, and all nations deserve protection to the future generations. Oh, in Kasese, where floods reign supreme, washing away homes, hopes, and dreams. But in the struggle for survival, they find strength in perseverance for peace at length. People flock from villages to towns in search for peace, but the truth remains, it's an elusive tease. How do we expect peace in a world so torn? A world where agony and trauma are forever born. And I wonder what we should do to make things right. Refugee camps tell a tale of despair. Our families uprooted beyond repair. They are on a move from dawn till dusk, in search for peace, a welcoming husk. But all that awaits is a life that is a bore, a future uncertain, a world that's no more. Our hopes, our dreams deserve an action. We can plan and conserve some more. Switch to renewable energy, count the score. We can live in harmony with each other for the sake of the earth, our world, and our mother. But I wonder what we should do to make things right. Let me advise you, my fellow Ugandans. Let me advise you to be wise like a mice holding rice to rise and make our environment nice like paradise. Thank you very much. Thank you for listening.
Surely that's not enough. Another big round of applause for Abdul Latif Khalid. Khalid, you missed out on a ministerial handshake. Huh? You know, those things come and get a ministerial handshake. These things are not easy, my friend. Huh? The minister is this one. I know you want the PS to become the minister, but it looks bigger. Yeah, now you see. Honorable Minister, we are not going to go there. I know. Thank you, Abdul Latif. Can we appreciate all the performers, ladies and gentlemen, Talia and Abdul Latif? We want to thank you, our ambassadors in the arts space. Continue to share the message, continue to reach as many voices as you can. And as is tradition with the Water and Environment Week, we celebrate all our international days, and we want to invite our key partners to come and speak to these days. The very first one will be the International Forest Day. I want to invite Dr. Patrick Byakagaba, a senior lecturer at the School of Forestry, Makerere, to come and make a short statement on the International Forest Day. Can we appreciate him, ladies and gentlemen?
I'll ride on the protocol that was presented. As the moderator said, my name is Patrick Byakagaba, and I have the pleasure to be the first speaker. I usually like to start from the knowledge point of view. Who has not used any forest product today? Anyone? Anyone who feels he or she has not used a forest product today? Well, PS and the Honorable Minister, it seems everyone has used the forest product today. That's how important forests are. Our theme for the International Day of Forest is forests and economies. Basically, we are reminding ourselves how important forests are. I usually in these spaces indicate that probably forests are the most important infrastructure that a country needs. I know people like roads, I know people like dams, I know people like power lines, but I argue that all these can only be sustained by one of the most important infrastructure that we call forests. They are important because of their products and the services that they supply. I'll start with the people's favorite, which is the hydropower dams. We are lucky that we have fresh water that we use for generating electricity, but these dams can only be sustained if we have adequate water. And this water can only be available if we have the right rainfall patterns. And quite often the supply of our water that we need for energy production is sustained by our forests. And we all know how important electricity is for economic growth. I don't want to overemphasize what we have in our Vision 40 as the drivers, both the Vision 2040 and the NDP 4, on how important energy infrastructure is. But this will only be possible if we sustain the water that we need to generate that power. The country needs energy. The majority of us use energy that comes from forests. I know sometimes we fear to mention that we use wood for energy. Anyone who has not used the wood? Again, I'd like to confirm whether I'm speaking to the right people. Wood. I know you'll say charcoal, firewood, whichever format. But wood is still the #1 source of energy for many of us. So what does that imply? You cannot run a family, you cannot run a country if your energy security is suspect. So one of the first things you need to ensure that a country has is energy security. So if 90% of the country still relies on biomass energy, and we know the major source of this biomass energy is this forest, it's worth considering its value. Those that are in agriculture, I know many of us practice agriculture either on the phone or directly. It is very much sustained by our forests because of the ecosystem services that agriculture requires, especially the bit of nutrients. My colleagues who are in the agriculture discipline, when I tell them that forestry subsidizes agriculture, they don't want to believe. But I want to argue that without forests, it's very difficult to practice agriculture, because agriculture requires us to have a microclimate that is suitable. Agriculture requires a nutrient availability, and forests do contribute to that. In our country, agriculture is contributing about 24% of the GDP and 42% of the total export. That's as far as UBOS statistics of 2023-2024. But the question is, of this 24% of the national GDP of the agriculture subsector or sector, what's the contribution of forests? Are we able to quantify or to determine the contribution of forestry or forests in this contribution to the national GDP? I want to challenge ourselves that maybe it is time for us to start thinking about it. Because if we say forests are subsidizing agriculture, then we should have reasons to invest in this infrastructure that is sustaining an important sector to our livelihoods and the economy. We see forests contributing significantly to our economy through carbon trade. Many countries are hedging their economies on the existing forests, but we have also seen forests through carbon sequestration and carbon trade as a source of mobilizing foreign direct investment. How much effort are we putting in to make sure that we take advantage or leverage on this opportunity that was brought with the signing of the Paris Agreement, particularly Article 6.2 and 6.4. Forests are sustaining nature-based tourism, but of course this does, in my view, this does not mean that all forests should be under the responsible body for tourism. I want to be on record. Because we see forests, apart from tourism, there are many other opportunities that come, or some opportunities that come with it beyond just tourism. But we know tourism contributes about 3.2% of our GDP. But of this 3.2, what's the contribution of forests? That's the challenge I want to give everyone here. The statistics we have show that 60% of our people still use herbal medicine. With all the many years of vilifying herbal medicine, 60% are still using herbal medicine. But most of this medicine is from forests. So this is critical for a household's productivity, because a healthy household means to be able to produce and make a meaningful contribution to the economy. And as I finalize, forests still provide watershed services. I think I'm speaking to the converted here, especially Dr. Calist here. The fact that they provide watershed services, it means they help us ensure that we have adequate water quantity and quality. We've been told that the new or the next world war, in case this one doesn't become a world war, the one that is continuing on, that is raging on, will be on water, availability of water. Okay, and the only way we can be certain that we have adequate water both in quantity and quality is by sustaining the catchments. And forest catchments are very critical for sustaining our water sources. And water is important for certain sectors that are sustaining many of our economies, whether it's agriculture, manufacturing, or energy. Forests also, above all, provide materials that sustain certain industries or certain sectors, especially the construction sector, the furniture sector, the communications and packaging industry. As far as Uganda is concerned, the construction industry contributes about 12% of our GDP. But those of you who have been in construction, we argue that probably up to 20% of the materials you use on a construction site are forest products. And these are values we usually do not include in our estimates. In conclusion, forests are important because of the ecosystem services that they provide that support other sectors. The products from forests are both critical for human well-being and also for important sectors that drive the country, especially energy, agriculture, construction, and manufacturing. It's very important for us to note that the value of forests to the economy in my view, has not been well acknowledged. And of course, we take the blame partly as academics. Determining the actual values, both the direct and the indirect values of forests, is something that we are still struggling with. But not all is lost. The country has positioned itself to prioritize natural capital accounting. So my prayer is that in future, instead of reading the GDP that we usually report on, we should be reporting on sustainable GDP, such that we are able to attach the value of some of our important ecosystems, including forests, in our GDP. In this way, we shall be able to reinvest in these resources or in these ecosystems that we find critical for economy, that I consider as the most important infrastructure beyond what we look at as infrastructure in our daily lives. Thank you very much for your kind attention.
Ladies and gentlemen, please appreciate Dr. Patrick. I'll request our other presenters just to hold. We'll just make a few amendments to our program that will also include the summary of the outcomes of the Water and Environment Week shared to us a short while later before we close. But I want to invite our permanent secretary, who is also chair of the organizing committee, to come and he can decide, he's our boss today, he can decide whether he wants to make his statement now or much later, but he will then invite the Honorable Minister to come and address us on this closing ceremony. Please welcome. Can you welcome our permanent secretary, ladies and gentlemen?
Thank you, Maurice. Our guests of honor, the Minister for Water and Environment, Honorable Sam Cheptoris. We are delighted to have you here today, and we also want to thank God for your life and for the journeys that you have gone through. He is a very resilient man. I went and saw him when he was in hospital. It was at a time when he was in pain, but we chatted and talked and we laughed. But he fought the battle and is here with us. Thank you for sparing time to be with us and to officiate at this closing ceremony. He came much earlier. He has a limited time because he also still in the recovery phase. So I would request you allow me to invite him. I think Nasur, where is the microphone? So that he addresses us, and he has strict protocols he has to follow. So very shortly, he needs to go home and do other things that is body and eat because it's time. So, but Honorable, if you want, you could actually Nasur could bring the chair. You sit down. No. You want? Okay. Okay. Thank you. So let's welcome the minister.
Once a teacher forever. So, and I think what has kept me alive is my teaching experience. Because I learned to stand all the time. Now, friends, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to dispense with protocol. I know you are very big people, but I think the most important thing is the message, not recognizing how big you are. Now, you know, when we come to closing ceremonies, opening ceremonies, Water Week, I just wonder, whom are we communicating to? You know, the flashy English, my lecturer here was actually lecturing at the university. He thought we were students of university. I'm not criticizing him, but that is what he is. He's a lecturer. But whom do we want to get this message? Is it Dr. Kalist? Is it UNDP? Is it Dr. Kwanzaa? Is it the peers? Whom are we addressing? I think that is the most important thing. Who should get this message? You know, I'm a teacher. I engage my audience whenever I'm teaching. I was a teacher of English and literature. And I was one of the best teachers, by the way. Because my school practice, I got class 1. And you remember Dr. Polot, some of you who are old. Dr. Polot was in Makerere University, psychology department. One of the best professors. I don't know if you missed him, I'm sorry. I don't know whether there are good ones now. I don't know. But really, he was one of the best. He supervised me. And they gave me class 1. Because I entertained my class. I was very funny. And I think I still continue being funny. I was very funny, very dramatic. And at the end of the lesson, he said, yes, you have made it. You know, the message went home. The students got the message. So, whom are we addressing? Dr. Kalist, this is not a class, but whom are we addressing? Can you remind us? Are we addressing these powerful people, or there's some audience somewhere whom we want to get this message? I think the message should go to wananchi. So let's not use the flashy English. Let's not use the flashy English. Let's be down to earth. What does a local man, this man who is destroying the environment, this man who has come in the name of investor to pollute our water. Of course, we are all using things, very nice things from China and what have you. But I get shocked when I see how soil is being poured in a wetland so that a building can come up. Just go to SETA. As I was moving, I said, what? A year ago, things were a bit better. But now the wetlands have been invaded. They have been invaded. And we all know the benefits of wetlands. Now, I wanted to give you my story. You know, old men sometimes give their stories. And I think I have a license. I have a license to give my story. Whether you like it, that's your problem. Because a grandfather has a right to wander and talk nonsense. You know, even when I was growing up, my grandmother would say, this one here. Anyway, that is how she is. So this is how I am. So when I know you, just say, the museum is tired. Now, my story. I used to weigh 118 kilos. I was a huge man. And what made me huge was eating badly. I was drinking a bottle of wine every day. I used to enjoy red wine. And a white wine. I used to enjoy them, really. And then the amarula. And then whenever I go by plane, there's another one which is similar to amarula. What is that one called? Baileys. Baileys, I'm telling you, of course, as a minister, I would be traveling business class. So I would drink Baileys from beginning of the flight to the end of the flight. And they're so nice. Amarula, Baileys, so nice. I wasn't even eating much, by the way. But, because I realized I was obese, and then somehow I reduced on sugar. I started using honey. Now, if I had continued with sugar, I would be in the grave. Somehow I started using honey. I started refusing to eat the yolk. I would eat the white part of the egg. And then the biggest mistake I made was salt. I avoided salt completely because I had hypertension. I had a weak heart. And then I had what they call acid reflux. This is caused by bad eating. So acid reflux, the body produces a lot of acid. And the reason why my body was producing a lot of acid was because of the weight. Because the stomach was big and the buttocks were huge, I was walking like this. I think if some of you saw me, the buttocks are that way, the stomach is huge with twins or... So, the spinal cord got bent. In fact, it got stuck. And you know, if you want to be flexible, the spinal cord, you are supposed to, you know, it is supposed to allow you to move like, to be like a snake. Eh? You know? So for me, it was stiff. So I was walking like this. That created the problem of acid reflux. The body started producing a lot of acid because it got stuck here. Now, when I went to Germany, they checked and they found that the bones of the spinal cord were stuck together. They were stuck together. So, they gave me medicine to relax the bones and then gave me special shoes. And that's why I'm wearing these shoes. These shoes are supposed to keep my spinal cord straight. Even when I sleep at night, if I want to avoid producing a lot of acid, I sleep straight and on a very hard mattress, very hard. And in fact, I would even prefer sleeping on the bare ground. You need sleep. So anyway, to cut a long story short, I came back. I was in Germany. What people don't tell you is that some of the diseases we suffer can be cured by eating the right food. That's what people don't tell us. So they gave me they gave me a lot of medicine, but what they never told me was go and eat organic food. So in Germany, I was eating food from the fridge. When I came to Kenya, Kenya also has a lot of food from Germany, from where. Now, I was scared of coming to Uganda because I knew Uganda was hot and highly polluted. Because at least Kenya, cars, they don't encourage very old cars. But Uganda, you get somebody driving a car up to 2014. Really? Why are you killing us? You are just killing us. You are polluting the place. You go to Mukono. Go to Mukono. When I come along the road and then I see the fumes, the way it affects me so badly, I fail to breathe. So I carry this to ensure that the fumes don't affect me. And then I'm lucky enough, I have a Range Rover. I close all the windows and I put normally I put temperature of 24. So I'm telling you, some of us who are sensitive, if we continued without protection, we would be dead. And pollution is causing cancer. Pollution, causes so many diseases. So, some of you, by the way, we have been getting the impression that European countries, that they don't protect the environment. I'm telling you the truth. Cities are in forests. Your forests. Those people have taken the environment extremely seriously. And then the cars must be new. Here we are saying everybody should drive. Why should you poison us in the name of driving? If you can't afford a good car, a new car, maybe use a bicycle. I was in Germany, I was in Belgium, I was in most of those countries. Every morning you see people riding bicycles, old men like me. I was wondering why even this old man is riding. I didn't know that he's exercising. So let's start the culture of bicycle riding. In the city here, Kampala. These cars of 2014, 20 what? Home. In fact, if I had the power, I would say today, I want the cars of 20, 24, 23. The rest of you, bicycles. Because from Mukono to Kampala, is it very difficult to use a bicycle? And then get rid of this rubbish called border. They are the ones killing us. We are dying slowly, by the way. We are dying, so if you didn't know, you are dying slowly. It is, you are like, you know, my wife, I told my wife, she was using firewood at home. I told her, I don't want you to use firewood. She insisted. I said, I don't want. Eh? Firewood. The smoke. You know, the one we use in the villages, 3 stones. I mean, you are inhaling. How can your mother survive? No wonder they cannot go beyond 70 or 50. In fact, 60. But I met women, men in Germany, 90. Diabetes is nothing in Western countries. Eh? I went there with arthritis. They said, arthritis. Some of the diseases, by the way, I've never seen. Dysentery, worms. We pollute our water, you drink the water. Now, for us, for me now, I'm supposed to be very, very clean. In fact, anything dirty, even when my bed is dirty, I find, I don't know why, but somehow I fail to climb the bed. I don't know why. So please, let's take the environment. You know, we are playing, when the president says we are committing suicide, by destroying the environment, we are committing suicide. It is true. You will have diabetes, you will have dysentery, you will have gout, you will have cancer, you will have all, you are dying slowly. So anyway, when I came, I was staying in my hotel in Mukono. Then because of the pollution, I told you the other day when I was addressing you, I told you I had moved on top of a wetland, somewhere in a place called Kusatu. In that area, I see the wetland. The air is beautiful. The birds are singing. The crested crane is there. You see the beauty of the birds. You don't see the beauty of useless buildings. Rubbish and a border and a 2014 cars. So the area is virgin. The area is virgin, and that is why my life has improved. Now I'm eating organic food from the garden to the plate. There's nothing like the fridge. My fish. This one is where these people catch the fish from Katosi, somewhere in Katosi. I go there, I get tilapia. Chicken, there are chickens there being sold. I don't use you are cooking oil, this one. I use what they call olive oil. I don't drink your milk. I drink what they call plant milk. Milk from a plant. It's called almond milk, milk from a plant. So, you can see, if you want to be like me, but not as thin as me, but if you want to survive, because I think the doctors were giving me another 30 years, and I think I can make it. Because I'm now very light, you know what they call body, the mass index. You are tall, I'm 78 years old, I'm 68 kilos. Eh? So anyway, that is the story of the old man. My story ends there. I'm going now to the story of Kasaija, which is written. I want to close. Eh? You want me to give it to Mark?
No, you can't.
No. You know, with this disease, nothing is impossible. I can catch anything. One. Then I talk. Nothing is impossible. Honorable Minister of State, do we have one here? This is a speech by Honorable Kasaija, who is supposed to be the guest of honor. So let me now be a bit ministerial. Honorable Minister of State, members of Parliament present, if they are there, our friend UNDP resident representative in Uganda, the Minister of Uganda Kingdom, in charge of Lunjibansi, Environment, Water and People's Affairs, representatives of various development partners, representatives of private sector and civil society organizations, representatives of other stakeholders, government officials in your respective capacities, all Ugandans watching and listening to this event, our friends from the media, ladies and gentlemen, my fellow Ugandans, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen. As we close the 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week, this is Kasaija talking, by the way, not me. I'm filled with a profound sense of hope and a renewed urgency. The theme, water and environment for an inclusive and a prosperous Uganda, is not just a slogan. It is the blueprint for our nation's future. We have gathered to confront a critical reality. Our prosperity is intrinsically linked to the health of our natural resources. As you have discussed this whole week, environment degradation currently imposes significant costs on our economy, effectively undermining our development efforts. However, as a government, we now have a clear path forward regarding protection of water and environment resources. For the past 5 days, you have convened as stakeholders, policymakers, scientists, the private sector, and the community leaders to deliberate on one of the sub-themes of Uganda Water and Environment Week: the role of water and environment in achieving Uganda's tenfold growth strategy. This year's dialogues have reinforced a fundamental truth. The 10th growth strategy, growing our economy from 50 billion to 500 billion by 2040, impossible without sustainable water and environmental development. Ladies and gentlemen, our development strategy is anchored on the 80 MS pillars: agro-industrialization, tourism, mineral-based development, science, and technology. The discussions this week have highlighted that agro-industrial development cannot occur without sustainable availability of water for production. Increasing irrigation capacity is essential for year-round agricultural productivity. Tourism relies entirely on the integrity of our ecosystems. Our forests, wetlands, lakes, rivers, and catchments. Minerals and oil and gas development. This requires substantial, stable water inputs for production and manufacturing. I'm also encouraged by the focus on the green growth strategy during this event. We are not simply aiming for growth, we are aiming for inclusive and prosperous growth. Sustainable management of our natural resources ensures that as we scale up production, we do not destroy the very assets that sustain our livelihoods. Key takeaways and commitments. Based on your deliberations, I note the following key areas for action. Water security. We must invest heavily in water storage and delivery infrastructure to close the gap on access to safe water and to expand water for production. Protection of ecosystems. Protecting our wetlands, forests, and water catchments is not optional. It is essential for our agriculture, energy, and tourism sectors, which drive the economy. It is mandatory investment in our future, safety, and economic productivity. Youth and technology. We must leverage the innovations of our youth, particularly in using digital solutions for water and environmental monitoring and management. Citizen engagement. The tenfold growth target requires the involvement of all, including the business community and ordinary citizens, to create a sense of ownership. Inclusivity is key. Water is a human right. We must ensure that our rural communities, women and the youth are not left behind in access to water and environmental services. Partnerships and innovation. The government cannot do this alone. We need the private sector, civil society, academic institutions, and the local communities to join us in actionable, innovative solutions to combat pollution and climate change. In conclusion, I wish to commend the Ministry of Water and Environment and all the partners for organizing this successful 9th edition of the Uganda Water and Environment Week. As you return to your respective sessions, I request you to take these discussions forward. Let us turn these dialogues into on-the-ground action. Protecting our water and environment is a collective responsibility for a prosperous, resilient, and tenfold growing Uganda. All Ugandans should become stewards of our environment. The future of Uganda, an inclusive, green, and a prosperous Uganda, depends on the actions we take today. Thank you for your active participation and commitment. It is now my honor and privilege to declare the 9th Uganda Water Environment Week formally closed, although you will continue as we live. Asanteni sana.
Check. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give a bigger round of applause to our Minister for Water and Environment, Honorable Cheptoris. Quite a number of lessons that we have taken from him. And before he leaves, we will allow to have a listed group photo before he gets to leave. A group photo with the permanent secretary, with our heads of agencies. Exactly. Let's have this picture before we get to say bye. If you haven't learned anything, remember that what you eat, like that saying that you need to eat your food as medicine before you start eating your medicine as food later on, right? That's exactly what the minister has taught us. He shook a bit the tables, but I think it's very, very true. Some of us are driving cars that are half our age. Yeah, we can say it sadly though, but that's exactly what it is. That's what it is. The fumes are so many, and we are choking, by the way. That's the reality. We can take it as a joke, but the reality is that we are inhaling a lot of fumes that are unnecessary. The cleanest time we had was COVID-19, because we were not driving. We were either riding or walking. And also, it is suicide, definitely true. It is suicide that we are committing if we are destroying the environment. Above all, as the minister goes, the PS will definitely be escorting the minister. Oh, the Queens, please, come through. Let's have a picture with the minister before he gets to say bye to us.
Yes.
We can have the
They
Queens
can
stand
come to the
right at the
podium.
back here,
Yeah,
so
come
we
to the
have
podium.
enough.
So you stand at the back.
It's absurd our delegation from Liberia is not here.
Would have been a nice picture,
It
right?
would have been a nice picture to
Yes,
have our
with our visiting
delegation from Liberia
The Queens at the back.
to come
just
in and join.
right.
Let's have the
Position
Queens
yourself.
at the back, yes.
Yes.
They definitely look different from all of
Yes.
us here.
Yes. And we have the young
And of
ambassadors,
course, the
you
Little
mentioned-
Earth Soldiers.
Yes, you mentioned.
And by
yeah.
the way, yes, Grace Ninsima has a book here. Please feel free to buy this book for yourself. As adults, we need it, but also for your children. The Little Earth Soldiers, Grace's book here. You will be able to find her at the back. This book is only about 50,000 shillings. Speaks quite a lot and teaches a lot about... we have some Little
minute,
Earth
photographers.
Soldiers here.
1 minute,
We
Honourable
have a
Minister.
few more Earth
These are the
Soldiers here.
future.
Please
Uh-huh.
go to the front.
Uh-huh.
Go to the
You can
front,
stand in
yes.
front of the
You'll
gentleman.
be able to...
We can see the others, please.
Oh,
Yes.
sure. Let's join
Uh-huh.
in. The Little Earth Soldiers book is right here. Please make sure you support the young generation, but also by learning and having other children also learn a few things about the environment. We need to work and act and not just be able to speak.
Thank
And
you very
after-
much.
Yeah,
Thank
after
you
our
very much.
minister
We can all
leaves.
take our seats, but can we just, I'll ask the PS and the minister just to hold a minute as the rest of us take our seats.
Oh, yes.
Honorable Minister, we have a small award for you, Honorable Minister. Don't run, Honorable Minister.
Honorable
We have
Minister,
a small award.
just shortly before you
Yeah.
leave, a small
Yeah.
one, a
We'll
word of
ask the PS to
appreciation.
award you.
Yes.
Please come, bring that award. The PS will quickly do that. As we then continue with the program, the minister gave us permission to continue. So, Honorable Minister, from the ministry for your PS, do you want to read what it says? Because usually it has a good message.
Get the PS's eyes. Huh? Oh, sure, right there.
Yes. So this is in appreciation, the Minister of Finance, Planning and Economic Development, Honorable Mathia Kasaija, in appreciation for your contribution as a guest of honor during the 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week 2026 on 27 March 2026. Thank you.
A big round of applause, and after that, our PS will be leading the minister out. He definitely has to go, and pay attention to quite a lot more. Let's give him a round of applause as he leaves. Lots of lessons, definitely, that we have taken. Please go back and eat healthy.
It's very simple. Go back and eat healthy. And let's continue with our program. The PS will be coming back to join us once again. We were talking to the 3 international days that we celebrated during this particular week, which was the International Forest Day, the World Water Day, and the World Meteorological Day. We already spoke to the Forest Day. Now allow me invite Dr. Engineer Frank Kweronda, the Acting Commissioner, Water Utility Regulation Department, to speak briefly about the World Water Day. Let's welcome him, please.
Thank you, Mildred and Morris. I'll read on the protocol already laid out by the MCs. Our guest of honor in absentia. Ladies and gentlemen, I'll keep my English simple, as advised, and I talk about the World Water Day that we are celebrating. And to begin with, today, as we close the 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week 2026, we commemorate the World Water Day. Ladies and gentlemen, today we unite to reflect on one of humanity's most vital resource, that is water. This year's theme for the World Water Day is water and gender. It reminds us that water is not only a resource, but a matter of justice, dignity, and equality. As we commemorate the World Water Day, we need to understand that safe drinking water and sanitation are fundamental human rights. We need also to agree that there is gender inequality in water access. In many communities, women and girls spend hours fetching water, often at the expense of education, employment, and safety. And their voices remain underrepresented in water governance and decision making. We need to further agree that there is a need globally. Women as leaders. The process has already started, but we need to continue empowering the women. Lastly, there is also a need to agree that advancing water and gender equality directly supports the Sustainable Development Goal 6, that is of water and sanitation, clean water and sanitation, and SDG 5, which speaks to gender equality. Women and girls bear the primary burden of water collection, often walking long distances, which restricts their education, economic opportunities, and safety. Limited access to water disproportionately affects their health and dignity, particularly regarding general hygiene and sanitation. Providing safe water and sanitation access is essential for empowering women and improving household well-being. And in conclusion, let us remember that where water flows, equality grows. By centering women and girls in water solutions, we not only quench thirst, but also nurture justice, opportunity, and hope for generations to come. I therefore take this opportunity to thank the organizers of this event, led by Dr. Tindumuga Yakalist, and deputized by Mr. Musota, for organizing a very nice event. And it's also my prayer that there is a holistic approach towards implementation of the outcomes and recommendations from the 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week 2026. I want to thank you. I wish you fruitful deliberations, and I say this for God and my country. Happy Water Day.
Ladies and gentlemen, big round of applause for our very own Dr. Engineer Frank Kweronda. As I now invite Dr. Bob Alex Ogwang, who is our Commissioner, Meteorological Affairs Department at the Ministry of Water and Environment, and he will be speaking to the World Meteorological Day. Let's welcome him, ladies and gentlemen. Another round of applause.
Thank you very much, Mr. Morris and Mildred. In the same way, I'll ride on the protocol already established. Ladies and gentlemen, you'll allow me to start by appreciating God, who has enabled us to successfully come to the end of the 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week, UWEC. UWEC usually gives us an opportunity to join the international community to commemorate the International Forest Day, the World Water Day, and the World Meteorological Day. It also allows us to reflect on the performance in the previous year and to engage stakeholders so as to stay on track to ensure sustainable development of our country. Ladies and gentlemen, the World Meteorological Day is usually commemorated on the 23rd of March every year. The commemoration reflects the coming into force of the convention establishing the World Meteorological Organization on the 23rd of March 1950. It also captures the essential contribution of the national meteorological and hydrological services to the safety and well-being of society, including provision of early warning information to save lives and property, and for air navigation. The World Meteorological Organization is a UN specialized agency responsible for weather, climate, and hydrology, and has the responsibility to standardize all meteorological services in all member states and territories. The theme for this year's World Meteorological Day is Observing Today, Protecting Tomorrow. This theme captures one of the roles of our Ministry of monitoring weather and climate and providing predictions and related advisories to all citizens to support decision making and planning in all sectors. Distinguished participants, the planet Earth is generally progressively warming, with all the continents experiencing weather-related disasters that include floods, droughts, landslides, among others. And these have largely been associated with climate change. In Uganda in particular, we have continued to observe that our temperatures are progressively rising in all the regions of our country. And the rise is not uniform. Some regions, temperatures are rising faster than others. We have also seen that the onset of seasonal rains, the cessation, that is the end of the rainfall season, is progressively changing as well. We have also noted that extreme weather events are becoming more frequent and more intense, with the devastating impacts, including loss of lives and livelihoods, destruction of infrastructure, and many others that you've been observing over our country. It's therefore important for us to avoid encroaching on our wetlands and to stop destroying our forests, because they have a bearing on the moisture availability in the atmosphere, including rainfall patterns. These devastating impacts of extreme weather events can be reduced by establishing an effective early warning system in our country. This can be achieved through supporting our Ministry of Water and Environment, to expand on the weather observation network across the country, to strengthen the capacity to develop early warning information for the general public and for air navigation, to strengthen the early warning dissemination initiatives that enable early actions in line with the early warnings for all initiative. Ladies and gentlemen, on behalf of the department, I want to specifically thank the government of Uganda for the heavy investment so far made to strengthen meteorological services in Uganda. This includes the acquisition of weather radars that are able to monitor our atmosphere, automatic weather stations, the low-level wind alerting systems, and others. However, there is still a lot of room for improvement. We therefore, through our permanent secretary, call upon all stakeholders and development partners to join hands and support the ministry to implement the roadmap for early warnings for all, as we strive to observe today, to protect tomorrow, for God and my country. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a bigger round of applause to Commissioner Ogwang. And without any further ado, I'll now invite the Deputy Resident Representative of the United Nations Development Program, Ian King, to come and speak to us. Let's give him some warmth and a big round of applause. One of our biggest partners as well for the Water and Environment Week.
Okay, let me try that again. Good afternoon to everyone. Protocol established. Let me thank you all for, especially PSU and your very able team for inviting UNDP to continue to partner with you on this event. It is a profound honor to join you again. If you can hear me fine, I'm fine. So it's a profound honor to join you again at another Uganda Water and Environment Week 2026. As you are aware, this event, as we've heard, coincides with the global observance of several international days dedicated to our shared natural heritage: World Water Day, International Day of Forests, International Day of Zero Waste, and as we just heard, World Meteorological Day, amongst others. This convergence presents for all of us a profound opportunity for introspection. It reflects the reality of the changes we face: climate change, water scarcity, biodiversity loss, and pollution, all of which are presenting significant challenges to local growth, equality, economic development, and our joint efforts to address poverty and community prosperity. They demand both local action and international solidarity. World Water Day, under the theme Water and Gender, where water flows, equality grows, reminds us that inequalities depend or rather deepen, where access to safe water and sanitation is limited. We are also celebrating Women's Month and International Women's Day, in which we advocate rights, justice, and action for women and girls across the world. We do understand that women and girls who often bear the burden of water collection are disproportionately affected and underrepresented in water governance, a human rights issue in itself. I understand the discussions this Water and Environment Week, and indeed throughout the month, have strongly echoed this message, underscoring the importance of inclusive water resource management for Uganda's development priorities. Therefore, through this week, we have been reminded that water is a development issue. It correlates strongly with a healthy population, the human capital needed to advance Uganda's growth ambitions. Water is a resilience building issue. It enhances community, people, and ecosystem resilience. Therefore, water for all of us is a core foundation for human development, health, and, as I said, resilience. International Day of Forest themed Forests and Economies highlighted the essential role forests play in economic prosperity, rural livelihoods, climate resilience, and watershed protection. Uganda's forests, and indeed its wetlands, are central to biodiversity, energy, and livelihoods. Their loss undermines economic stability, water restoration, and sustainable use promises immense returns for communities and the nation. If I digress, UNDP has been happy to work along with the Green Climate Fund, with the Ministry of Water and the Environment, the Ministry of Agriculture, the Ministry of Local Government, and district governments and communities to ensure the maintenance and the sustainable management of wetlands. But sustainable management of these facilities also calls for meeting the needs of communities. And therefore, the leadership of the ministry in realizing this has been so critical and reinforces the discussions and the points made today. The World Meteorological Day themed Observing Today, Protecting Tomorrow emphasized the importance of weather and climate information in enhancing early warning and early action. For a country that is highly vulnerable to floods, droughts, and landslides, investments in these climate information and early warning systems are investment in lives, livelihoods, and long-term resilience. I should also mention the International Day of Zero Waste underscored the urgency of promoting circularity and sustainable consumption. Uganda's growing cities and industries, growing communities as a whole, stand to benefit greatly from circular economy models that reduce pollution while creating jobs and opportunities. I want to say, ladies and gentlemen, that a consistent message from the week is clear. No single entity can achieve environmental security alone. Neither can this be effective if communities, including women and girls and the youth, are excluded. UNDP reaffirms its unwavering partnership with the Ministry of Water and the Environment and all stakeholders in addressing the triple planetary crises of climate change, biodiversity loss, and pollution. So as we conclude this latest iteration of the Water and Environment Week, let us draw inspiration from these themes to commit to the following. Promoting equitable access to clean water, because where water flows, equality grows. Reversing deforestation and advancing sustainable forest management, recognizing forests as pillars of strong and resilient economies. Expanding access to climate information, ensuring timely early warning and early action. Elevating climate action as a collective national priority, and treating waste as a resource and embracing circular economy models. On behalf of the resident representative and colleagues of UNDP in Uganda, and no doubt all of you, I want to take this opportunity to congratulate the staff and leadership of the Ministry of Water and the Environment for this, the 9th edition of Uganda's Water and Environment Week, which has become a much anticipated event in the calendar, as well as an outstanding advocacy, educational, and partnership building opportunity. And indeed, as we hear, a call to action. So PS, let me congratulate you and your team on what is an excellent job. PS, I note I'm invited to the launch of this event and the closing of the events. I look forward to the opportunity to come in the middle for the discussion in these events, which I seem somehow to keep missing. But I commit for the 10th iteration, as my mother would say, God willing, to capture some of these discussions, which I look forward to hearing and participating. Uganda, therefore, is showing leadership and through the ministry, working with partners, demonstrating the knowledge and the will to address these issues. So together, we all commit, I'm sure, to building a more resilient, equitable, and environmentally secure future for all. Thank you all very much. Asante sana.
Ladies and gentlemen, can we appreciate Ian King, a key partner of the Ministry of Water and Environment, but also a key partner in the development agenda for the Republic of Uganda. So we want to thank you, Ian King. And PS, I think we now have the very first commitment to the 10th edition of the Water and Environment Week, and we can start there. But we really want to appreciate all the partners who are here and joining us for this closing ceremony. I want to invite Richard very quickly, Richard Msota, who is our chairperson of the technical committee, to come. He will run us through the summary outcomes. Richard, you can also introduce the video first, or you want the slides first, so whichever you decide. But can we appreciate the technical team, ladies and gentlemen? And as Richard does that, this is really part of the conversation Ian was introducing. We need to measure clear outcomes from every Water and Environment Week. And the PS and the team continuously evaluate their performance every Water and Environment Week. And this is why Richard's presentation is critical. Richard, over to you, sir.
Thank you very much, Maurice. We shall start with the video. Those who are here on the opening day, it is familiar, so we are going to run through it again. Then I will come through with a few slides. So join me to watch. And with that, trust me, I will only engage you for a maximum of 3 minutes. So there is a little to follow. These are numbers that we'll be looking at. IT, you are failing me in my time. I promised 3 minutes. Okay, this you've been told. We are going to look at the highlights of what has come out of the 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week. We already looked at the theme and sub-themes, but again I will echo them. The main theme was water and environment for an inclusive and prosperous Uganda. And we've had intense deliberations around the theme, but we carried it along with 4 sub-themes. And the sub-theme number 1 was the role of water and environment in achieving Uganda's 10-fold growth strategy. Theme number 2 was an investment in science, technology, innovation, and capacity building to enhance progress in water and environment management and development. And theme number 3 was ensuring environmentally sustainable and climate resilient economies and communities. And last but not least was leveraging the power and the capacity of women, youth, and children in delivery of services, water and environment services to Ugandans. So these are the themes that we've resonated with from Monday up to now. How has the pre-Uganda Water and Environment Week and the main event shaped? We've already been told that we had, first to begin with, the activities started on 2nd of March to 21st, the pre-event activities, 2nd to 21st of March 2026. And they were kicked off with a walk of 560 kilometers from Moroto municipality up to Kampala. That walk started on the 2nd, and they arrived here in Kampala on the 19th of March 2026. Around the same time, and alongside the walk, in the different regions, we had 6 regional, we call them mini Uganda Water and Environment Week activities that were handled by our regional offices, that is in Ilira, Mbale, Moroto, Mbarara, Wakiso, and Fort Poto. But they never necessarily took place at those particular locations. Those were representative regions where the activities were conducted, and a number of stakeholders were involved. Then we also had 5 webinars that resonated with the main theme and sub-themes to drum awareness about the 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week. And that enabled the shaping of how the different side events, how the different exhibitions, how the different field trips were organized. Then we had 6th regional youth debates, and I think in a short while to come, we are going to see the ultimate from the youth debates. So the kings and queens of the youth debates are going to be crowned in this ultimate event. And then for the first time ever, we had a swimming gala to create awareness on the dangers of drowning on Uganda's water bodies. And this was held at Green Hill Academy in Chivuli. Then we had the Miss Climate Change Awareness. And I think we have the queens here. May you stand up for recognition? they did a wonderful job in enlightening us on what climate change is and how it is impacting our Ugandan society and the economy. You may get seated. And then, of course, during the running up to the week, we had special prayers across all religions in Uganda, and not necessarily Uganda, but in Uganda. So we had special prayers that were dedicated by the different religious institutions to the protection and management of water and environment resources. Then came in the main event that we started on Monday, and we are crowning off today. And in this, we've had dialogues, 5 of them, resonating with the main theme and the sub-themes. And then we've also had keynote speakers. So we had 6 keynote speakers that were speaking to the different dialogues that were around the theme and the main themes. And alongside this, we also had keynote speakers that dissected the different sub-themes and the main theme, and we had about 27 panelists that did this job. The numbers in what has been going on in here and outside in the different rooms and in the exhibition. We had 5 applied trainings around different technical areas, hard science and software science. We had 2 field trips. There was one to Portbell here that exposed stakeholders to how to grow bamboo, how to process bamboo, how to benefit from bamboo. And then there was another one that was at Nalukolongo on fecal sludge management, and this was sponsored by National Water and Sewage Corporation. Thank you very much, Engineer Amayo. Then we had 89 technical paper presentations resonating with the main theme and the 4 sub-themes. Then we had 32 events, side events, where we had people present what they do, how they do it. So in the different rooms, including the auditorium here, we had different events that have been running across the week. And in the tents down there, we had 54 exhibitors. And what we managed to capture as attendees, these are the formally registered attendees to the Uganda Water and Environment Week. On average, we've had about 600 participants. You need to clap for yourself for really committing so much to this Uganda Water and Environment Week. Upcoming events. Tomorrow, we have an event of running for the Nile, organized by the Rotary Club. It will be in Jinja. So after here, arrange to run to Jinja, and you run for the Nile. Then we have the Uganda Water Day that will be happening on the 31st of March 2026 in the Sese. So again, you are encouraged to continue this along with the Uganda Kingdom in the Sese Islands. So be there. These, and I think this has been running all through. These have been our partners, but the list is not exhaustive. There are many without logos, but have supported us immensely. So we want to say thank you to these partners. And I think Maurice did request the executive directors, the heads, to stand up for recognition. But this number is much more than what is in this room. So there are many that have sponsored this event, but are not here with us. So we want to say thank you very much to these partners. We want to say thank you to the media. We want to say thank you to the different people that have helped in organizing the Uganda Water and Environment Week. So this is a synopsis of what has been happening in the last 1 week. Thank you very much.
Huge changes that we've seen over the last 9 years, and in just the last week, having over 2,900, those who were captured. That is no mean feat. Let's give a big round of applause to each and every one of you, to our partners, to everyone who engaged in this conversation. Now you see the reason why Morris and myself were saying, as we look out to the 10-year anniversary, it should be 10 times much bigger than what we've had. Now, before we go to the next and last speeches of the day, we'll be launching some key sector documents, and particularly we'll be looking at the Sironko sub-catchment and the 9 other micro-catchment climate resilient action plans. And I would like to invite Dr. Callist. I think he will be in the best position to help direct in this conversation. There are quite a lot, but we'll be launching them all in the shortest time possible. And the Little Earth soldiers are definitely coming in to help us with this one. How easy that is going to be, I think. Little Earth soldiers, I think let's launch from down. It will be much easier to have them down here. Thank you so much. Dr. Callist will be taking on this one.
Okay, thank you very much. So we have a number of key sector documents that are going to be launched this evening. A good number of them were launched on Monday during the opening ceremony by the guest of honor at the opening. We have the Sirongo sub-catchment and 9 micro-catchment climate resilient action plans. These are going to be launched together. And I'm going to request the Permanent Secretary, Minister of Water and Environment, who is also now standing in for the guest of honor, to be ready to launch these documents. In alignment with the theme of the 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week, Water and Environment for an Inclusive and Prosperous Uganda, the Ministry of Water and Environment, through SACRIAC project and Choga Water Management Zone, is institutionalizing technical climate adaptation. These 10 community-led climate resilient action plans utilize evidence-based watershed management to mitigate flood and drought risks in Awoja catchment, directly supporting our tenfold growth strategy through the protection of natural capital. Funded by the Global Environment Facility via Africa Development Bank, these plans represent the technical bedrock for inclusive community resilience. I would like now to take this honor to invite the guest of honor to formally launch the Sironko sub-catchment and the 9 micro-catchment climate resilient action plans. Over to you, our guest of honor. And once has done that, then we request those supporting the guest of honor, the high table, to just endorse them as a sign of commitment to actualize them. Others will sign them a bit later for purposes of saving time.
I officially launched the Sironko sub-catchment and the 9 micro-catchment climate resilient action plans as vital instruments for sustainable development and poverty reduction. By securing our environmental resources today, we ensure the economic prosperity of future generations. I call upon all government and non-stakeholders to finance and implement these plans to transform local livelihoods across Awoja catchment.
Let's give the guest of honor an applause as so it's going to formally launch them. All of them are going to be launched at once. Again, these have been developed by the communities and they have been approved by the respective local governments and at the different levels. So they will be endorsing them later as a way of ensuring that they are committed to implementing them. 9 micro-catchment climate resilient action plans and 1 sub-catchment management plan, so for Sironko. So the guest of honor has formally launched these, and probably is going to endorse each one of them very fast. I would like to request the team at the high table, UNDP, if you can come forward and also endorse each of these. The minister, the others will endorse them later for purposes of moving forward. And again, when we are talking about improving resilience to climate change, you need to make sure that the communities actually are guided on what needs to be done. And climate resilient action plans that have been led by the communities are the way to go. If you want to support the communities to adapt impacts of climate change, you just go to these plans and you will find the priorities there and you implement them. So again, copies will be made available for purposes of reference, but for this function, we are formally launching them, and we will be able to get those who are interested to have copies so that they can be utilized as appropriate. So we would like to thank the Global Environment Facility and the African Development Bank for this support. We know we are doing a lot in many parts of the country, and we need to scale up implementation so that you can ensure water and environment resources support our move into a middle income status. So the guest of honor and the accompanying team are endorsing these documents, and as you can see, they are being presented by young people. I do hope that they do appreciate why these plans are necessary and important. Let's also thank the team from the Ministry of Water and Environment and partners that are based in Mbale, the project coordinator, the manager, the WSDF team leader, Shoga Water Management Zone, and the rest of the team for coordinating this work and ensuring that it is delivered in record time. So we are going to have a picture taken with these ladies and gentlemen after the endorsement of these documents. So bear with us, we'll move quite fast through the others. We're remaining with two other documents which we run through very fast before we move on to other items on the agenda. So guest of honor, if you can be here with the accompanying team so that you take a picture with these young ladies and gentlemen. So let's bring the other two. Oh, yes. So, again, the other two documents are Water Resources Information and Knowledge Management Guidelines for Uganda. And these ones provide standardized framework for transforming raw hydrological data into actionable intelligence across water management zones, and by bridging the gap between field observations and policy, we are shifting from reactive management to proactive, evidence-based approach that secures Uganda's water future. I now would like to invite the guest of honor to formally launch these documents as well.
Thank you, Dr. Kalis. I hereby officially launch the Water Resources Information and Knowledge Management Guidelines for Uganda as a cornerstone for sustainable development. Reliable data is a bedrock of economic planning. I urge all sector players to align their systems with these guidelines to foster transparency, accountability required for Uganda's long-term economic resilience.
Let's give a big applause for this. So very fast, will be launched again. Okay. It will be endorsed as well. We are also going to go to the next one and the final one, the report on capacity and data management gaps and needs for key greenhouse gas mitigation sectors in Uganda. This report, again funded by the Global Environment Facility through Conservation International, is essential for fulfilling transparency requirements under the Paris Agreement. By addressing these gaps, we are strengthening the technical integrity of our national retirement contributions and ensuring that our climate actions are measurable, reportable, and verifiable. I would like once again to call upon all sector leads to prioritize the closure of these gaps and to elevate Uganda's global climate standing. I would like to invite the guest of honor to launch this report as well.
I officially launch a report of the capacity and data management gaps and needs for key greenhouse gas mitigation sectors in Uganda as a vital tool for sustainable development. Transparent data is the foundation of climate finance. These findings will guide us in securing the resources needed to build a low-carbon, resilient economy. I urge all stakeholders to utilize this roadmap to bridge our capacity deficits and accelerate Uganda's transition to a green and prosperous future.
Let's give a big applause. So this marks the end of the launch of the sector documents. So it's going to be launched as well, and then after that we shall have a picture with our young people. So let's get the accompanying team to also endorse this document. And then after that, you'll come and be in the middle here for the group photo with our young people and the team that has been behind this. So I want to invite the coordinator, the team that has been behind these documents, to come and take their position so that you can be part of this memorable picture. So guest of honor, you can be in the middle here for the photo. Coordinator and the team that are supposed to be here, take your position so that
we could have the guests up, and then we'll
so the
still
guests
keep
come
these
up.
ones right here. Yes.
Okay, you remain
So the
here.
guests
So
stand
coordinator and the team, if you can go up. Engineer Maximo, where are you? And the rest of the team. Irene, you are supposed to be here as well. So be here, the team that has been behind this work. You come, we're suggesting that you go up.
And then the documents will stay down, yes, if we could.
Okay. If you are able to fit there, that's okay. Yes, so fit there.
It's quite long, so maybe the
we are
picture
told
may
it
not
is
be able
quite,
to fit all of them.
The young people? Okay, you come up here, then you'll hold what you have. Let's do it very fast. Hold them from here. Just hold them from there, they will be seen. A few of you go up with the, don't go too far. Spread here. Yes. So, within the next 1 minute, photographers take the picture. We want to move forward with other sessions. Can we take the picture and we move? Please, let's arrange, take the picture. We save time. Okay, so be ready for the picture.
That marks the official launch of these key sector documents that have officially been appended to and launched by the chief guest, of course represented by the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Water and Environment, Dr. Alfredo Kotokidi. And after that, we'll definitely be taking our last few speeches that will officially be bringing our closing ceremony to an end. Ladies and gentlemen, do not leave us. Immediately after this, we have just a few. We have an award ceremony, which will not be very long before we officially depart and say bye to the 9th Water and Environment Week. All right, thank you so very much. Thank you to the Little Earth soldiers, please. Let's give them a big round of applause. They have been here and exhibited and given us poems and entertained us. So it's been quite a lot of work that the Little Earth soldiers have been doing this week. And I do remind you that we have the Little Earth Soldiers book right here. You can be able to reach out and get yourself a copy. Now, without any further ado, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to get our last few speeches of the day. And allow me now invite Owechitiibwa Mariam Kalubo Mayanja, who is Buganda's Minister for Community Service, Nature, Water, and People's Affairs. Ladies and gentlemen, Owechitiibwa tumuwe ku bugalo. Owechitiibwa nonsonyiwa singa office mbanzi kyusamu.
Good evening, everybody. Our permanent secretary, I think all ministers have left. Development partners, technical experts, ladies and gentlemen. I bring you warm greetings from the Kingdom of Buganda and from His Majesty the Kabaka, Ronald Muwenda Mutebi Owokubiri. You should have clapped. It is an honor to join you at this important national platform that continues to guide Ugandans' water and environment work. This year's theme, Water and Environment for an Inclusive and Prosperous Uganda, speaks directly to us as a cultural institution. In the Kingdom of Uganda, water and environment are not just natural resources. They are part of who we are and how we live, and our customs and traditions and our daily lives have always been built on the responsible use and protection of nature. You can see our king when he's presiding over functions. He normally, though the skins, we normally use grass, spear grass, and the rest of most of us, we have totems, the 56 totems in Buganda. They are related to the environment. And the most important of those totems is water. We have a clan of people whose totem is water. And we have Omutaka in charge of that clan. So they value water as their clan. And from our forests and wetlands to the shores of Lake Victoria, cultural norms and historically guided responsible stewardship. Communities understood the values of protecting water sources, preserving biodiversity, and maintaining harmony between people and nature. These indigenous knowledge systems remain relevant today, especially as we confront increasing environmental degradation, climate change, and rapid urbanization. You heard of a case when they were constructing the Impiji Express. There was a tree called Nakaima, and that tree was related to a certain clan. And there was a bit controversial when they were trying to destroy it so that they can construct the road. The whole clan came over and protested until it was decided, I think, by the elders of the clan that they can perform some rituals before the tree is cut down. As the Kingdom of Buganda, we recognize our unique position in bringing policy and community action. Through our structures from the counties Masaza, Magombolola, Miruka, and our villages. And through through other initiatives like Bulungi Bwansi, which is famously known and has been tested in Uganda and the other regions including the eastern. In Mbale, Bulungi once was taken to Mbale, and we planted so many trees which are now cut down. We have the Ekibira Kya Kabaka initiative, we have Narubala and Kira Bibewo, and we have Akachupa Nazo Sente. These are programs for the youth to engage in and get some little money, but at the same time trying to protect the environment. And we continue to mobilize communities to protect wetlands, promote sanitation, plant trees, safeguard water resources. These efforts are essential in ensuring that no one is left behind in access to clean water and healthy environment. In this regard, I'm pleased to highlight a key follow-up activity after this week, which has already been mentioned, the Buganda Water Day, which will be held on 31st March 2026 in Bujumbura County, Sese Islands, under the theme leveraging the power and capacity of women, youth, and children in the delivery of water and environmental service. This theme speaks directly to the heart of inclusivity by recognizing that sustainable water and environmental management depend on empowering all members of society, especially those at the community level who are most affected and most capable of driving change. I therefore take this opportunity to warmly invite all stakeholders, government agencies and development partners, and the private sector, and including the general public, to join us in the Sese Islands as we demonstrate practical community-led solutions, share experiences, and strengthen partnership for improved water services. Amazzi amayonjo ate nga gamala. Quantity and quality. Going forward, we call for stronger collaboration between government, cultural institutions, academia, and the private sector. We must integrate indigenous knowledge into modern science, strengthen enforcement of environmental regulations. It's very, Mr. The CEO for NEMA has left. You want to enforce those environmental regulations and scale up community-based interventions that deliver tangible results. As the Kingdom of Buganda, we reaffirm our commitment to supporting national efforts in water resource management, environmental restoration, and climate resilience. We stand ready to work with all partners to ensure that our cultural values continue to enrich and strengthen Uganda's development pathway. Let us act collectively to protect our water and the environment for our heritage, for our people, and for generations to come. I thank you, Sabasajja Kabaka Wangale, for God and my country.
Ladies and gentlemen, another bigger round of applause for Wechtiwa. Thank you so much. We want to continue to thank you as a kingdom for your support and your critical role you play in championing our people in the kingdom to appreciate the importance of our environment and how to manage our environment better. Ladies and gentlemen, we are done. The PS is going to come and close, formally close, but we'd like you to stay with us. As mentioned in the summary outcomes, there were several activities during this Water and Environment Week, and we want to recognize our key performers at all the various levels. So we want to now take the singular honor of inviting our Permanent Secretary to come and make his remarks. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome our Permanent Secretary.
Thank you, Maurice. UNDP Deputy Resident Representative, the Minister of Uganda Kingdom in charge of Burundi 1C, Environment, Water and People's Affairs, representatives of the various development partners, representatives of the private sector and civil society organizations, government officials in your respective capacities, the youth, the children, all other stakeholders, and the Ugandans watching and listening to this event, the media, ladies and gentlemen. I wish to take this opportunity to welcome you all our dear participants to the closing ceremony of the 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week 2026. I would like to thank you all for receiving our minister and giving him the rapturous and warm welcome. He really appreciated, and he said I should pass this to you. Your presence here today is an indication of your commitment and the importance that you attach to the matters of water, environment, and climate change in Uganda. I wish to congratulate everyone here for successfully completing a full week of commemorative activities that included dialogues, technical presentations, applied training courses, field visits, and various side events. Let me also take this opportunity to thank the staff of my ministry and all the other various partners for the good organization of this event and for bringing together all the key stakeholders to dialogue on issues affecting the sector. I also wish to thank the various sponsors of Uganda Water and Environment Week 2026 for providing the financial and other in-kind resources that have enabled us to successfully commemorate the Uganda Water and Environment Week 2026, starting right from the pre-event activities. Uganda Water and Environment Week 2026 included celebrations of the 3 international days: International Forest Day, which was on 21st March, World Water Day 22nd March, and World Meteorological Day 23rd March. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope that the celebrations of OWEC 2026 have provided opportunities for you, the participants, to rethink the existing approaches and solutions for addressing water, environment, and climate change challenges in Uganda, while building on the outcomes and the recommendations of the various global, regional, and national water and environment climate change related events. The week has further highlighted the dependency of the country on environmental and natural resources to deliver water, environment, and natural resources goods and services in order to enhance production and productivity. However, Uganda faces continuing and increasing challenges due to environmental and natural resources mismanagement amidst the prevailing climate change crisis. Therefore, there is need for greater effort to ensure that these resources are sustainably managed for the present and future generation. The management of these resources is not a government function, but is our own individual responsibility too. As mentioned by the minister, slow suicide should end. Let's engage at all levels, as challenged by the minister, Sam Cheptoris. I wish therefore to call upon you all to join hands with my ministry and other stakeholders to ensure that the above challenges are addressed. As I conclude, I wish to request you to take note of the outcomes and recommendations of this 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week and use them to drive water and environment sector so that it supports the delivery of the wealth creation and employment agenda for Uganda. As we come to the end of the 9th Uganda Water and Environment Week, we also start the journey for the 10th. And I call upon all the stakeholders, those who have supported us, those who are yet to support us, please, let's join hands and let us mark the decade in a way that sends the message to the people we intend to reach. I say this for God and my country.
That wasn't enough, surely. Can we appreciate the PS, ladies and gentlemen? PS, I'll ask that you, I think we'll do it from down because the chairs are a problem. So now we're going to the awards. Mildred, I don't know if you have your microphone.
Sure,
we
do
want to
have one
recognize
here.
key stakeholders. So if you start your list, PS, I'll come to you in the middle there. If you start with your list, I'll quickly hand over the very first one because I know the first one you're going to read. Yes.
And the very first one will be going to OHTY. Is that the one you're taking?
No, the other one.
Oh, you're taking one for the UNDP
Yes.
Deputy Res Rep.
Yes. We want to appreciate
Ian
the
King.
resident rep.
Yeah, we are appreciating the resident rep of the
Yes.
United Nations Development Program.
Uh-huh.
Because it's not just, like Morris said, not just for the Water and Environment Week, but for the development agenda of Uganda, and well knowing that we're moving fast into the 10-fold growth strategy. We'll now appreciate Owechitiibwa, Mariam Nkalubo Mayanja, and the entire Buganda Kingdom. And by the way, we make sure that on 31st, we are all going through to have the celebration and mark the Water Day. Thank you very much. We'll now go to appreciate youth champions.
Yes.
We have awards to the youth champions, a number of secondary schools that did participate in debates, in public speaking, and tertiary institutions. To start off, Morris, I will be getting a nod from you.
Yes, we have checks. You know, these schools
yeah.
are also being awarded cash checks.
We have cash rewards.
So we start with, you can see that one. You can show Mildred so that she announces.
I would just like to know, oh yes, Mbarara High School.
There you go. Big round of applause
Mbarara
for
High
Mbarara.
School is one of the winners in the category of the youth debates.
Mbarara, please come very quickly, and you're young. You can run.
Mbarara High
You
School
run
for the
down. I see they're
tertiary,
coming.
winning
Yeah.
a cash reward of 500,000 Ugandan shillings.
Big
Let's
round
give
of
that a big
applause.
round of applause. Do we have a representation
They're
from
they're
Mbarara High
coming.
School?
Can we also ask Chambogo to come closer because you're next?
Chambogo University, come close. Mbarara High School are here.
Yes, Mbarara.
Mbarara Yij.
Mbarara Yij, yeah.
Mbarara Yij.
Yeah.
Okay.
We
Welcome, welcome, Mbarara High School. Congratulations upon topping up when it comes to the youth debate in the Youth Champions Awards. We request Chambogo University to draw a bit closer because you will be coming in next. Chambogo University also has a cash award. Let's give a round of applause to these youngsters.
All right. And this one was specifically for debate,
This
high school
was, yeah.
debate, yes.
This was
Mbarara High
specifically
School
for debate. Mbarara East with the secondary schools
in the high
and
school level
Chambogo University
for the
East
universities, yes.
for the universities.
Yes.
Okay, Mbarara High School right there. Let's get Chambogo University next. Oh, the teacher is here.
Yes, we must appreciate the teachers.
Oh, yes. I remember
you.
my high school debates. I
Okay.
don't know if you were a debater yourself.
Do we have
Morris.
Chambogo now?
Do we have Chambogo
The
University? Oh,
university
yes.
category?
In the university
Can we
category.
appreciate Chambogo University? They beat all the others in the university category or the tertiary institutions category.
Congratulations, Chambogo University.
And they have a check also,
Yeah, they're going home with some money.
huh? Now we're going to public speaking. Public speaking. These are the ones who are going to take our jobs after.
I tell you.
Yeah, those
Yeah,
ones.
but one day we will need to retire.
Yeah, you can
Bishop
confirm.
Cipriano Kihangira, please.
Yeah.
And of course, that is Opecha El Nathan Kirabo. You
Yes,
can quite stand out.
Yes.
Opecha El Nathan Kirabo from Bishop Kihangire.
Our neighbors.
So we actually have the individuals and then we have the cash reward going to the school. So Bishop Cipriano Kihangira will be taking that as El Nathan Kirabo. El Nathan, I'm waiting for you to take over, Morris.
Yeah, we need to hand over.
We need to hand over.
Yeah. Then our tertiary.
Once again, tertiary institutions, Onyait, Churchill, Chambogo
Yes.
University.
Yes.
aced this, Onyait. Congratulations.
This is very nice pocket money.
Yeah, I know. I know.
Very nice. Nice pocket money.
Great pocket money coming in.
All right, next category.
And then we went to the presenters.
Best presenter.
My job is at stake. Huh?
Best presenter.
But happily, the best presenter male for the Uganda Water and Environment Week 2026 is Byaruhanga Isaac. Byaruhanga Isaac, let's give him a big round of applause. Congratulations.
That one is also coming for our jobs.
Byaruhanga is definitely coming for our jobs.
Yeah.
He's coming for yours particularly. I am going to mention the one who is coming for mine.
Yeah, there's one coming for yours.
Yeah, let's give Byaruhanga, please.
Yes.
Natwera Marilyn, please come closer. Marilyn is coming for my job. Happily so, it is okay. We'll peacefully transition. Best, Byaruhanga was best presenter male, and Natwera Marilyn is best presenter female. I think the ladies, we need to even clap harder because we're still in the Women's Month. Yeah. Congratulations, Marilyn, for becoming an outstanding best presenter for the world, for the Uganda Water and Environment Week.
Yeah.
Outstanding exhibitor this particular week has been Youth Go Green Uganda.
Big round of applause for Youth Go Green, Edwin.
Yeah.
Youth Go Green.
They've entertained us. They have given us
members, the little hands, and all the, yes, they're coming. There you go.
Youth Go Green, please. A big round of applause for the Youth Go Green.
It's everyone.
I still remember the 17 SDGs.
Yes.
By a 6-year-old.
6-year-old.
And many of us cannot even mention 5 in order.
There you go.
All right.
This
Okay.
is for
Youth
all
Go
the young
Green.
people in Youth Go Green. Yeah, there you go.
Congratulations for being the outstanding exhibitors.
I like the outfit. I like the Chicago
Oh,
pants.
yeah, the cargo
tour
pants, right?
Yeah, very nice.
Yeah, sure.
Big round of applause, ladies and gentlemen. The next one.
And of course, we are going to the Queens.
Yes.
I think by the time the Queens leave, they will teach the PS how to wave, in the Rigo way. The National Queen overall winner, Miss Climate Change Awareness, is Queen Chirabo Patience Joyce. Queen Chirabo, give us a catwalk while you're coming, Grandma. It's a Friday, yeah?
Mildred, we want to save time. You know the catwalk.
Yeah,
a bit of time.
Queen Chirabo, the quickest catwalk,
There you go.
As Queen Achiro Martha also makes your way up, you're the first runners-up, Miss Climate Change Awareness. Queen Martha, please. Achiro, please. The catwalk, yeah, it is just okay to have it in. All right, thank you so much. I'd also like Queen Mirembe Winnie to come up as second runners-up, Miss Climate Change Awareness.
Yes.
Queen Mirembe, definitely in.
Second runners-up.
Morris is only used to the slow catwalk. He doesn't know there is a quicker one.
I had forgotten.
To the Walkers Association of Uganda award. You walked 560 kilometers. Ayeni Joffrey, please come along with all the walkers. Mr. Ayeni Joffrey, come along with all the walkers because each of them is going to have a cash reward. I mean, you have represented well. You have put action. You know they say actions speak louder than the words. See that walk. The swaggerific walk.
They don't look tired at all.
They do not. That's Mr. Ayoni Joffrey.
They had security also.
And let's hand over his cash reward as well.
They had security, Rio Security.
Yeah. Oh, yes.
We had Rio Security.
And this will be the very last bit of the awards. That's Mr. Ayeni Joffrey. Let's hand over his cash award as well. We have cash awards for all the walkers.
Yes.
Mr. Ayeni Joffrey
the PS
has a cash award.
Will do. Each has a name.
Each has a name.
You want to mention, please, Mildred, for accountability purposes.
For accountability purposes, Ayeni Joffrey takes a cash award. This is Chirimutu. I'm not going to say the cash awards there.
Because they might.
We have a cash award. Mr. Ayeni, please come back.
Yes.
We have a cash award for Ocho Danson, Obani Lawrence, or for Roth Neri. We have a cash award for Aquero Fiona,
yes.
Akanyijuka Felix, Opua Eric, Ojok Moses, Masendi Stephen, Olal Moses, Oponya Geoffrey, Oruk George, and Achan Santa Grace.
Big round of
All
applause,
of
ladies and
them
gentlemen.
have some beautiful, beautiful culture
And
words.
please note, we didn't want to tell you so that you grab them on their way home. No, no.
We are not telling you the culture word.
Yeah, yeah,
It is a Friday, and
Yeah.
I know.
yeah.
It is a Friday, so.
You will see the relative. We are still live on TV. The relatives will start calling. Yeah. You need
But
to be very
congratulations, these walkers walked for 560 kilometers all the way from Moroto in Karamoja to the capital city of Uganda, Kampala. And they did not only walk, they also had a 24-hour non-stop standing. We have so many Guinness World Book of Records.
Yep,
We need to put up one for the longest walk.
Yeah, their stand was quite popular.
Yeah, it
because
was.
everyone tried, and they couldn't last more than 10 minutes.
I am wondering how many hours you can stand, Morris.
I am still consulting the doctor.
All right, thank you
on
very
how
much.
many I should stand for. All right, so myself and Mildred really want to appreciate all of you, but very importantly, allow me to say, can we put our hands together for the organizing committee? Big round of applause for the organizing committee. We want to appreciate the walkers, we want to appreciate the exhibitors, we want to
Sure.
appreciate our partners, we want to appreciate all the speakers who were responsible for the panels and the different conversations we had, and we want to appreciate all of you. And from me and Mildred, the least we can do is invite you to the cocktail. I think, Dr.
Sure.
Kalis, that is what we can
It's
do.
a Friday,
Yeah.
so, and there is jam.
Uh-huh.
If you want jam, you can leave.
Yes.
I'm just saying.
You'll spend 2 hours to get home.
Exactly.
And we will find you when we leave at 8. Yeah,
You
in
see,
traffic.
so
Yeah.
the most important thing for you to do right now, the right choice, is for you to join us for the cocktail, please.
Dr. Kalista, anything else see, I need to consult the boss. Yeah, the organizing committee, we need to
Gwendolyn,
check.
I think, has a
you see?
communication to make.
You see?
Madam Gwendolyn, you have a communication
Gwendolyn,
to
do I
make.
bring the microphone? Yeah.
Oh, yes,
I
sure.
I saw it there, but I'm wondering
and
why
then
they
you
haven't
are-
brought it here.
Please,
Let
we
me-
have a cake.
let
I
me
know
check.
that we are saying bye to our people on TV and online. Unfortunately, those who joined us online cannot join in the cake and the cocktail.
They really wanted us to
But
eat.
we will eat on your behalf.
They
Never
wanted
mind.
us to leave the cake. This is
Please,
really...
and also for those of you who are watching your weight, please
Uh-huh.
eat the cake. You will detoxify.
Uh-huh.
I am just saying, you'll go and detoxify later. Yeah. I know the minister told us to watch what we eat.
Me, I was about to tell you, remind you of the minister's speech. I was just going to remind you.
But we can detoxify.
You're not
Yeah.
just watch whatever you eat.
Yeah.
Your whatever you eat might be your poison. But
Very true.
Our online audiences, we had very active from the report. Online
Very
audience.
much, yes.
Throughout the week, we want to appreciate you. Our development partners, thank you so much for being part of this 9th edition. See you at the 10th edition. We want to appreciate all the key stakeholders who've been part of this conversation, including members of the Fourth Estate, the media.
Yes.
And all our broadcast partners.
And I almost misread
Yes.
the Environment Week, but I think it is also a prophecy.
Yes.
That I almost read it as the World Water and Environment Week, because probably that is where we are heading.
Exactly.
From Uganda to Africa to the world.
Yep.
We will expect in the near future to have the world come and join us.
Yes.
We are a beautiful country. P.S. You are definitely going to be part of this cake cutting, so
Yes, don't go too far.
yeah, please.
We must cut this
He
cake.
was still passing on some
Okay,
beautiful
yes.
gifts to the other.
All right. So we'll ask the team that is responsible. We'll invite our key stakeholders to join us as we
Please.
formally cut this cake. And our live art piece for the week. There you go.
Oh, yeah,
Our live
very
art piece for the
beautiful
week.
one.
Done by our very own. He's always here, year in, year out. I'll be seeing him at the 10th edition.
And maybe as we get to prepare for the cake, you could tell us one or two things about that art piece. Sometimes
you
we just
can go
look
and look
at
at it. Go and look at it and tell us what you see. Go with this mic.
Okay, that is like an exam.
Yes, you tell us what they call photographic interpretation. Uh-huh.
But why should I do it? I think the painter should be able to do that for us.
Yes, because he
I see
captured.
number 24. I love numbers so much.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I see number 24. I see the flag.
Uh-huh.
So many things, right? I see the lakes, I see some falls. No, please don't make this hard for me. Let me hand over the mic.
Interpretation.
Thank you. Yes, my name is Roland Stebirusia. I'm a visual artist by profession, and my colleague is.
My name is Nakayenga Rachel Whitney, and I'm a curator by profession and as well as an artist.
Thank you. So right here we have a piece that we created while we were observing the 24 hours, while the workers were standing with Jeffrey Aini. But it's a depiction of conversations from Karamoja. We walked 560 kilometers. When we reached here, we were able to have this canvas painted to commemorate the 9th wake. And what you're seeing here are different brush strokes of different participants, from panelists to the misses to the children, touched this piece. So it's a collection of thoughts and ideas and signatures of our key partners. So it's a commemorative piece that would archive for the 9th, and wherever it hangs, Midrid and the rest of the team will refer to it as one of our best pieces. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, a big round of applause for our artist and curator.
I know if some of you were given
an
colours
assignment
and brushes, you would only paint the Uganda flag. That is what you
Please invite the PS as you join them there.
Please, PS, I invite you
and our
to
partners,
UNDP, our partners,
Engineer
from Uganda, engineer, please
Amayo,
make sure.
Engineer
Make your
Mayo,
way.
Ian
Dr.
King.
Kallist, this marks the official end of this, and would like to have your hands on.
There will be the young people,
The entire
the youth go
organizing
green.
committee.
The PS is asking for the youth
The
go
youth
green.
go green. Let's have a representative. Our queens. I ask that you teach the PS how to, give that wave. PS, Morris is saying they should teach you how to catwalk. That was not from me. I can imagine the PS catwalking.
So we are counting down. This is the 9th edition, right?
Exactly. So we count from 9 to 1.
From 9 to 1.
You go, Morris.
So 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3. I was buying time for the queens to all join. 2, 1, and 0.
Uganda Water and Environment Week 2026 officially comes to an end. A special thank you to all of you, ladies and gentlemen, to the organizing committee. I know you've had sleepless months, right?
Yep.
Making sure that you get to organize this.
Yes, and so we will have the anthems in reverse order. Technical team, please stand by. But please note, if you don't know the geography around this place, when you go back to the main stairs or take the lift, it will take you to the basement. Our cocktail is in the basement, where the canteen. If you find a staff member, just ask for the canteen, the staff canteen. That's where we are going. That's where the cocktail is. So the cake
Ladies
team,
and gentlemen, let's all stand. We'll ask the cake team to just hold
they'll
it.
pause for a bit as we all stand.
Yeah, let's all stand and have the anthems, the East African and Ugandan anthem, which will mark the official close of our 9th edition of the Uganda Water and Environment Week. Thank you very much, ladies and gentlemen. Please share a piece of a cake before you get to move on to the cocktail. Yeah, 2 key announcements. If you want jam, you can go, because we'll still find you. There's a lot of jam 2 hours later. But please join us for the cocktail and have a piece of cake. You can detox later. It is okay as well. But otherwise, ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for turning up for the 2026 Uganda Water and Environment Week. It's been a pleasure having you here. Let's now take on the action from all the conversations that we've had throughout the week. It's not just about the meeting, the talking, but it is also about doing what we have been talking about. Johnny Masses, God bless you until we meet again with the 10th edition. Thank you.